Hello, Professor. This is Daniel Goodrum. It's another video for my final submission. This video, I'm going to talk about some of the coding elements, going through the list, give you some examples, and how I utilize these. The first thing on the list was the strategy pattern. I think a good example of how I did that was in my input controller. If I go to the constructor, talked about this earlier, but it creates a new tractor and a new keyboard controller, and it just keeps those the whole time, and it just connects those as needed. Um, I um, I think this is pretty straightforward. Um, my An example of where I used an observer pattern. Um, I did I think using my update for my the way the centipede body behaves. Um, it doesn't do anything without being told to do it from the head that's leading it. So whenever it passes its next state on, going through the update loop, it it goes ahead and um, does whatever the head in front of it's telling it to. Um, for factories, I'm also looking at my centipede body factory. I showed you several instances of uh, factories with recycling throughout my code. But here's another one, and I just wanted to reiterate that each one is um, on destruction. It's cleaning up all of the objects within it. And along with that, those are also my singletons. Um, None of these are static classes. Um, they are all just implemented with private constructors and just use an instance pointer. And the terminate function, as shown here, where is it? Well, here, creates a null pointer. Command patterns, I talked about those in video 6 with all of my scoring elements. Once again, they were pretty straightforward. Here in my centipede body factory, it accesses that command pattern and gets the score command at the beginning and utilizes it throughout the life of the centipede body factory. So every time a score is implemented from this, it calls the score manager, sends command signal, and sends a body death. My finite state machine. Um, I went over this a little bit earlier, but I'll go over it again. I'll go over my movement collection here for my spider. So I have, because my spider's speed is 4, I'm doing 4 arrays, or the arrays of size 4, so that each time it moves, every 4 frames, it goes 1 value, or 1 grid space. So these are the 4 movement collections that I have for my spider. It goes right and up, right and down, left and up, and left and down. And that's all I do. I could have added where it would go vertically would have gone, vertically at times, but I didn't. My explosions. My explosions were the very last thing I implemented, and so the ship explodes, the spider explodes, but I couldn't get the number to go above it. So my explosion manager is a singleton. Um, I should have this have recycling. I don't have it have recycling. But the way it works is when a explosion is called, it creates a new ship exploder or spider exploder, which is a game object, and it creates the sprite, and then it just updates for X amount of animation cycles, and then it destroys it. Like I said, these should be recycled, but this was the last thing I implemented. I implemented it yesterday, so it's a little bit not complete by any means. I also don't have some of the other explosion um, graphics that should be implemented with it. Um, uh, that's it for this video. Um, I I've covered everything that's listed on the grading checklist. Um, I feel that I did learn a very lot from this class, from this assignment. Um, I did have a very difficult time with portions of it, and you were not joking when you warned me about the difficult requirements of taking this with applied 3D geometry and optimized. But I'm very happy with this class. I learned an unbelievable amount. I do think that the the way that we were implementing this was very beneficial. A lot of struggling and a lot of I've never written a program more than a couple of, like, by a couple I mean like more than 3 classes, maybe 5, and then getting thrown into this where little things are affecting everything else everywhere else. It puts it all into a new perspective, and definitely a greater appreciation for everything. Um, and I wish I would have known, like, would have understood or anticipated this more at the beginning of the project, because the amount of foresight that is that I should have used while when planning and creating this um, is much more than I did. So I think that's all I have. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to hit me up or let me know. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Professor. Take care.